This week on the Push Pull Legs podcast, we do a full rundown, nerdy stuff of the 70.3. And 3, 2, 1, I am Nick.
Hey guys, welcome to the Push Pull Legs podcast with myself, Dammy.
And me, Tom Hall. What's going on, buddy?
Why are you tired, mate?
Why am I tired?
What's been going on? Talk to
What's
me.
been
Not been sleeping well? Not been sleeping well? Too much
not
caffeine
good.
at night? What that one is?
That was the shortest amount of pre-show chat me and Dan have ever had in our lives.
Yeah, let's not. We can't stop there. We can't go straight in there. Let's have that chat. Otherwise it will be a very, very boring call for everyone because they love the start. They love the preamble. They love it. It settles them in. Do you know?
Yeah. What's going on? Yeah. Oh, wonderful. Yeah. Normally we'd chat for about half an hour. And Dan was like, no, fuck off. I'm bored. I'm bored of your shit. Let's just get this done. It's like a job now. Like,
Yeah, well, you've not done anything
mates,
else, have you, mate? You've not done anything
we're
else,
not
have
mates
you? Let's be
catching
honest.
up. We're not mates.
Yeah.
Well, let's actually do the thing that actually everybody is tuning in for this for is
The cake. Yeah, I saw this and I was like, yeah, I'm down for it.
You were like,
I'm down for a review.
Oh man. Oh my.
That good? Because I know you've had a lot of desserts, Tom, and a lot of chocolate desserts.
I've had
like
a fucking lot of desserts.
Yeah. So I do feel like your
In my
opinion is
time.
very valid on this, especially living in London where there's a smorgasbord of amazing fucking
It was spoiled to
desserts
fuck.
and fucking pastries and
Jesus
stuff.
Christ. But
Yeah.
honestly, mate, like, get yourself over it.
That good, really? Is it like?
So
Is it memorable? Is it a memorable thing? Is it like
memorable?
you'd recommend it to everyone? It'd be like, you've got to do it.
All right, I'm gonna put it out there right now. Best cake I've ever had in my life.
Wow.
There we go.
Okay, I'm there, mate. Next time I'm over, I'm there. Like,
well, that's the
let's
thing.
do it.
So this is the Get Baked with Fortnum's. Posh, you know.
Yeah, you would go posh, yeah.
But obviously Get Bake is in Headingley. They don't need our shout outs. They're fucking smashing it. It's insane. Like, the people were there. I got messaged almost as much for that story of showing that as much as the other thing we'll talk about today. Probably from the title, we'll probably get it. And people, because like you literally have to be there like Monday morning trying to like pre-order it at like 10 a.m. It's that kind of like Oasis kind of thing to get because they only have a certain amount. Put it there, but yeah, basically like Oasis. And yeah, it is. So if anybody doesn't know, Get Baked is a bakery in Headingley in Leeds. And yeah, I think I teased on the show that we were going to have this cake. So in the preamble to going up to Rutland, Chloe was lovely enough to go as Fortnum's was opening because I had to go get the van. Get in the fucking van. I was transporting a lot of bikes that day. I know, real white van, man. I had like this Renault fucking. It was all right. It was brand new. Like, I didn't realize it until we were like halfway up, and I was like, "This van's only done 300 miles." I was like, "Fucking hell!" I was like, it must be brand new.
Did you instantly start wolf whistling at women out the window?
Oh yeah, no.
A fag in your hand.
What was really funny? Was so Fred and Sarah, so the people we did the stuff with, fucking triathlon, right? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What?
Say it.
Yeah. Fred actually walked around the corner to the newsagents and then was like, "I've got a present for you," and then he literally just walked back and gave me a Daily Star, and he was like, "There you go."
yeah. Put that in the front windscreen.
And he was like, "Put that in the windscreen."
Yeah.
And Chloe's like, because obviously she's not from England, she's like, "What the fuck's that about? Like, what?" And I was like, "There's always really good political right reviews on page 3. Yeah. Can you just have a look for me?"
What I'm expecting to see, mate, is a Daily Star, a fluorescent jacket, you know, like a yellow fluorescent jacket somewhere shoved in there. Muddle on the bottom of the thing with like workman's boots, and then just the odd like crunchy wrapper, just like lying in the front of the windscreen.
That's pretty much right. Well, we basically had that. We had Daily Star, and then we had a box of tissues because apparently that's a thing. And then like I put a baseball hat at the front, and then like a bunch of Kit Kat wrappers was the best we could do. But anyway, should we slice? I have this slice. So bearing in mind what we did, like this slice hasn't been opened yet
Yeah, I
now.
mean, I feel like I'm missing out now. I don't
So
really want to hear you talking about how great it is and not
this
being
is a
able to actually
brand
have any.
new slice. So the other one we obviously
It is
finished up
big,
there.
isn't it? That's as big as your
Yeah,
head.
look, reference to this. I'll put this on YouTube, but reference that's it is as long as the span of my hand, and my hands are fucking huge, and they're not that big.
Yeah,
But they're long enough.
big
But
enough
yeah,
as a cake,
mate,
that isn't it? It's a big
big
cake.
enough.
It
I
does
realised
look
that
very rich.
I realised I'm recording this on a potato because my camera's
Yeah,
not working properly. But
it
oh,
does look
mate,
very good. That yeah.
it's and it's as depth is the
I'm
box.
down. So when I'm next in London, basically what you're saying, Tom, is you're going to take time out of work to make sure you queue up and get me one on
Well, that's
time.
the thing. At Fortnum's, they're only there till the 17th of October.
Mm, got to fly back then,
so,
haven't I?
so we got to fly back, mate.
Or you buy one and freeze it,
Fucking hell.
hope
I
for the
could.
best, and hope that it's still going to be somewhat edible.
So good. But
Um,
yeah, I was like, I've got to see, it was at Chloe's, and I was like, I've got to bring this back to show Dan on the pod. I was like, I can't keep this at yours. Obviously, we got
the
one of
the
pretty
real
much
question
everything.
though, the real question that everyone wants to know though, Tom, is there a carnivore version? So, although to
Unfortunately
be fair,
not.
give it a few weeks and Carnival can't be able to eat it because he'll be experimenting with bringing some carbs into his diet, so it's absolutely fine. Won't be a problem.
But
Yeah,
yeah, all right, go. If you're in London, go treat yourself. But like, be smart. Don't get there as like at like midday or whatever. Fortnum's is a busy shop anyway because of all the tourists. Go there as soon as it opens at 10 a.m. You'll be in and out within 5 minutes with your cake. Wash, off you
in
go.
and out, easy.
And so what I've done is like I actually because it's so rich, it's 24 layers of like dark and milk chocolate ganache with like this sponge, but the layers are like thick as shit, and it's so good. It was so funny. So Sarah's 3-year-old obviously saw us having it, like in the evening when he came downstairs, but he was meant to be in bed, and he was like, "What's that?"
Shit.
And we were like, "We're celebrating." Oh, and then immediately, apparently, when he woke up nothing, didn't say anything to obviously his mum, was just like, can I have cake breakfast? And she was like, yeah, of course. Fuck it, it's
Yes,
fine. Like
of
I
course
was
you
like,
do.
yeah. And then like I gave him like a good like portion. He fucking gobbled it up. And it was like about 20 minutes of absolute peace because he was clearly in an absolute cake food coma. And
Mm.
then after that, fucking mental. He just went
Yeah,
absolute,
yeah. Sugar
absolute
high.
nuts. Sugar going crazy. So yeah, but we're all good. I guess, yeah, this show, I'm sorry, you can switch off now if you don't want to hear about, my 70.3 and the details and disgustingness of it.
Mm.
Um, yeah, so I completed it, mate. Completed it. So all good.
Completed it.
Did what I said. Did what I said I was going to do. Which is
Mate,
cool.
that it sets you apart straight away doing that. So I think
Go, got a
that's
little.
fair
There's
enough.
my medal.
Yeah. So right, what we want to do, Tom, is I want to go through it. I want to go through it all step by step because anyone who knows the effort that goes into training for something like this, competing in things and all this sort of stuff knows that it's not just the day that's important, right? So I want to know, Tom. I want to know the day before, the night before, what's going through your head? What's going through your head? What have you do? Obviously, you've not really done anything, right? You've chilled out. I'm assuming you've done fuck all, right? You've rested up all day. You've probably eaten shitloads of carbs, maybe. I don't know.
Oh yeah, well,
Talk me
like
through
so,
that day and then the
obviously, like
feeling the night before.
so, I can probably start like a couple of days out because like carb loading was happening, right? And I did put
Yeah.
up a reel of like what my carb loading stuff was. Um, so I was topping out carb loading at about 4,500 calories for Thursday, Friday, and then when I went down to about 3 to 3.5 on the Saturday, because
Mm.
those would know who carb load don't really do it all on the day before.
No, don't do
Um,
that.
Generally speaking, do it the 2 days before that, so which would put me in enough as a surplus, hopefully by the basically to get to the day. And how many carbs did I have, mate? Um, yeah, I got to 686. So near enough 700 grams of carbs both days.
Is that it?
So
Oh, both days. About to say. What can I? About to say. Both days. Yeah. I mean,
First day Friday
I
was
thought you meant one
700.
day. I thought you meant like
No,
in
no,
total, as in like
no,
700
no.
total. Like, that's not a
No, no,
lot.
700 that day on the first day,
Yeah.
700 on the Friday, and then I went back down to about 550, 500, 450 on the next day.
Yeah.
Because it's gone that day. Like it's like still carb, but yeah, just replace everything that you used.
Yeah.
Then the travel up day was like get the weirdly, yeah, I had kind of bit to do to be fair. Like I didn't actually train for 2 days. That's not really recommended. But I was just like, fuck it, I can't be bothered. I was meant to do something on the Friday, but I had so much fucking work to do because I normally do some work on a Saturday and obviously on Monday, but I wasn't going to be doing any. So I had to work, slog in till who'd have thought it doing your own business and you have to work
Mm.
till 8, 9 p.m. on a Friday night. Losers, grinding, man.
Losers.
So that was fun. And then yeah, picked up the van. Obviously, like the prep was, I'm one of those people who hates one being late and two not like double, triple checking things. So I laid out all of my stuff like
Yeah.
Friday night, boom, 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 boom. And then I like wrote a list and then checked it twice and then was like, all right, I'm
Checked it
gonna make sure
twice.
everything make sure everything's good. Yeah, then went and got the van, then we had to go, obviously picked up my stuff, then picked up all of Chloe's stuff, and then went to Sarah and Fred's, picked up all of their stuff. So I had the van, they had the kids, um, so we could all go together. And then we traveled up on the Saturday, got there like 4:30, dumped all the stuff at the house, beautiful like barn thing that we were renting. And then that's one thing that's quite cool, doing it with lots of like a few people, having a nice big Airbnb. Obviously, when you come with Mike and stuff, you might stay in a decent Airbnb and stuff like that. If you've
Yeah.
got a crowd, it's actually quite nice to chill out in that instead of like having to go to a hotel room or, God forbid, travel up on the day, which I've done before for other tries, and this was a bit different. Um, then we went to check in, so you could go and check in the day before. So we get all that race pack and everything like that. So you get your timing chip, your race numbers. You could leave your bikes the night before. Um,
Mm.
we chose not to, mainly because of the weather forecast, which, if anybody saw my story, like at the start, it was fucking wet. So yeah, so that was fun. So the night before, very chilled. We literally spent at least an hour trying to do carbohydrate maths of like how many gels we're meant to be like dividing up into certain bits as well, because
It's always
that's
fun.
like always fun. And deciding because I was not particular, but like I was like, oh, I want those on my bike or those for the run or do that then and make sure everything's laid out. If like you fail that, if you're not preparing that bit, you're screwed basically. Because you'll be
Mm.
faffing around so much and you'll lose time or just get really shit. So and then the night before we just chilled out, mate. Chilled out.
Chilled out. Were you anxious, Tom? Were you nervous? What was going through your head, mate?
A little bit. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
I'd imagine you would be. I think I would be.
I was a little bit nervous. I felt like I'd done enough training, so I felt like I was there.
Yeah.
But obviously, like the swim, I wasn't. I was kind of so it going through my head that night because I was going into it changing a little bit of my swim.
Mm.
Anybody who doesn't know this, so I used to be a decent swimmer in youth, well, but not for that long, like 50s, 100 meters, classic. I'm only fast twitch, so shock.
Yeah.
Um, and then I've changed my swim recently because I was swimming bilaterally. So I breathe on both sides normally when I'm swimming fast. And I changed to only to one side for tries because you want to kind of breathe as regularly as possible. And generally speaking, aerobicness, you'd probably breathe quite a lot. You don't really hold on to your breath that long. And it's actually counterintuitive to keep your heart rate nice and level. So you breathe pretty much every other for those long distance swims. So most try guys do. But then I discovered that I needed to breathe on the other side, not my natural side, because I wasn't getting enough rotation, which really fucking showed on the day. Like from obviously I did a sprint the week before, which I
Mm.
went for it. And then I actually did my my half iron, obviously the half Ironman, the 70.3, like a couple of days ago, and my swim splits for just the half Ironman were 10 seconds per 100 quicker on the half Ironman than it was the week before. That's through technical analyzing and changing breathing
Mm.
patterns. But only would I have known that if I'd looked at stuff and
Yeah.
breaking down technique and stuff like that. So I was like, oh shit, that's happening.
Mm.
And then going into it, the bike I wasn't worried about. I was pretty confident about. The run, shitting my fucking pants about because Daniel, I've never run a half marathon before. Why not
Yeah, well,
do it?
so basically, the 70.3 is a half Ironman, and
Yeah,
70.3 refers to the total distance in miles, so 113 kilometers. So that's a 2K swim, 1.9 kilometer swim,
yeah,
a 90-kilometer bike ride, and then a 21-kilometer run, or 13.1 miles, again, half marathon, depends if you want to work in miles or kilometers.
yeah, yeah.
Um, that's a long way. Um,
Long
I
way.
think I think the other thing as well that people are probably unaware of is also because I saw you on Instagram on your stories, Tom. You were there early, right? You were up at half 6, right? You were there for
Oh no,
half
no, no,
six.
no,
No, there for half 6. Sorry, I said up at half 6. Was it that early?
mate. I was up at half 4.
Fuck that.
My start time, Daniel, 6:33 was my you're going. That is 3, 2, 1, go at 6:33 for me. So I'm in the water. So bear in mind, so we're getting ready, pouring fucking rain. 4:30 in the morning, we're waking up because we've got to get some carbs in, right? So we're having a bagel with some jam, some peanut butter at between 4:30 and 5 a.m. because got to
It's
get
not
something
only
in
doing
my
cardio, you're doing it that early in the morning in the rain. This is why I
yeah.
couldn't do it. This is why I just couldn't do it. And hats off to you for doing it because I just couldn't do it.
So
Couldn't do
it's
that.
like dark as shit. Like sunrise didn't happen till 6:28. I'm setting off at 6:33. So I'm waiting in the dark. Like, so you've
Oh,
got no fucking like no
no.
daylight to wake you up as well, which is
Hmm.
obviously a big thing.
Yeah.
So which is gonna be like, oh, a bit groggy. And then like you're trying to I've got a neck bunch of like pre like hydration stuff. So like a 1500 sodium um, electrolyte mix at like between 60 and 90 minutes before to make sure I'm hydrated going into it. And I obviously started hydration the day before. So I'd had two of those throughout the Saturday to make sure I'm as brimming with fucking salt as I could possibly be. So that's fun. So yeah, so we got there at like, so I'm starting at 6:33, mandatory like talk throughs. So the other lots, Chloe was starting at 6:42. The her wave, it was basically a wave every 3 minutes. They were like, boop, off you go,
Chloe
get
did
in
it
the
as
fucking
well.
yeah, yeah.
I didn't know
Oh,
that.
yeah, yeah. She completed it.
Fucking
She
hell.
completed it. Like everything that could go wrong for Chloe went wrong. She should have been an hour and a half quicker than she was, but she fucking completed it. And hats off. Like honestly, in the whole stories of the spectrum, obviously, like I've got the kind of niceness, the goodness of knowing what I'm doing, but it's
Yeah.
so against what I'm naturally good at. It's like completely the other end of the spectrum. Whereas obviously
Yeah.
Chloe, like getting to the start line, fuck me. Like she was sick for the last 2 weeks. And then she was just like, I've just
Oh.
got to do it. Like the balls on her fucking doing it. And she had a bit of a panic attack in the swim, which
Yeah, yeah.
honestly, I had one like
I would.
previously
Mate, I would be fucking.
at Blenheim, like about 3 or 4 months ago, and I struggled to breathe because of my wetsuit. I had a bit of a panic attack. Like, luckily, I can kind of fall on it, and I know I'm quicker than a lot of people just breaststroking. So I just went breaststroking. But when you only got a 750 swim to compared to a 2K swim to go, it's like fuck. So I was all right. But fair enough. We had Sarah. So obviously Sarah's my client. Fred's yeah, her husband. So all four of us did it all together. So that was the plan.
I didn't
Obviously,
know that bit as well, you see.
I've been training Sarah for it, obviously. And she fucking nailed it like really well. And then me and Fred were within 6 minutes of each other, but he is an aerobic fucking machine. So yeah.
Yeah.
Comparing like he was like, yeah, you've come a fucking long way to get anywhere near like 6 minutes to me. Obviously, I beat him in the swim and I beat him in the bike. He's like I don't know, 120, 125 half marathon runner. I'm like, I'm nowhere near that. Fuck that.
Mm.
I've never run a half marathon before. I
So,
was like,
so you get in the water at half 6,
yeah, 6:33 was time.
freezing
Obviously,
cold.
it's pretty cold, yeah.
Freezing cold water, Rutland water, yeah? Freezing
Yeah,
cold.
yeah. Beautiful, by the way. Beautiful place. Yeah.
Yeah. I used to live near there.
Lovely.
Um, so talk me through then the 2K swim. What again, like what goes through your head? Like, because I imagine there's a part of it where you start off casually because if you start off like fucking
Mhm.
like a fucking hare, you're gonna be screwed, right? You must be
Yeah.
thinking, right,
So
pace yourself, just get to the end in like do you pace yourself at that point? Do you like
so
think about splits?
for the kind of. So for the first, so you got like a lot of boys, right? So you're gonna
Yeah.
it was two 950-meter laps around the boys, and this was
Mhm.
the weirdest one, by the way, because after the first lap, you actually had to get out, run like 10 meters back in, and then just jump back in to the other side and go around again, and then run off the transition. That's never
Yeah.
happened to me before, ever in any triathlon. I've never had to get out and get back in, so that was odd. It was actually quite nice because I got to check what was halfway on my watch. I normally
Right,
don't
yeah.
look at my watch throughout the whole thing, which is slightly
Yeah, because
annoying
that's
for
my thing with the
pace.
swim is like, because obviously, like with the bike and the run, you can look at your pacing and stuff.
You
Whereas
can
I
look at
imagine
the
swim, you've got
computer,
to just go on
just
feel.
like yeah,
Yeah.
exactly what it feels like, and like hopefully you can kind of pick up when your heart rate's getting a bit higher, and then back off or whatever. So
And I
um,
assume they do it at the start because it's the most dangerous. Is that right? When you see you're
yeah, essentially,
freshest
yeah,
almost. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
you need that. You need it to be as fresh as possible, right? So yeah, people going in there. I'm having a gel 2 seconds before, but I was like, we were slightly rushed. So I couldn't find my nose strips, couldn't find that gel. So I wasn't exactly prepped. I was like,
Yeah.
great, fucking hell. Because it was pissing down rain, everybody was slightly late as well. So it was like,
Yeah.
oh shit, it's pissing down. And everybody's like rushing and slightly wet and soggy and miserable and cunts and stuff like that. So it's like great. So 80 of us per wave. So 80 of us getting this like bit all starting next to each other, basically, like all on top of each other. And yeah, you get kicked. If I can get my just to show you, so the biggest things like so you follow these like boys round, right? So it was triangular boys were just for like sighting, and then once you get to a circular boy, you'd make a turn. So it was always a turn,
Mhm.
like, and you go round. We'll give people stats as well, right? Because it's really interesting in terms of how much what you do throughout the whole fucking time. On there. Where are we going? On my calendar. So yeah, as you go round, I was trying to do like so this is the change in my technique, right? So I was starting to I went out breathing to my left to calm myself because I know I can swim pretty decently to there, and then I started switching to my right once I'd settled into a pace because obviously what happens after the first 100, yeah, is a bit manic. After about 200, people settle in to what there had been. There'd already been a wave ahead of me. So the elites and there was the inter there were a bunch of army people, army and navy, like national triathlon, like
Mm.
70.3 triathlon comp championships or something that was happening. Yeah, they'd gone off as well. And then like you start to catch some of the I caught up with some of the people in the wave ahead of me, which was cool. But then there's also fucking
Yeah.
rapidos that are coming back like past. So I was definitely one of the better ones in which showed, yeah. I was better in the swim. So I did that in like 36 minutes. But looking, that's like what it
Yeah.
looks like, my GPS,
Hmm.
right? So literally
Hmm.
you can see all those little like jaggedy points. I would literally have to like, oh, this person's in my way. I'm gonna go have to like not stop, but like go off at a sidetrack, try to go. But sighting is really hard. If anybody's done a lot of open water swimming in the pool, you don't even realize about obviously because you're in a confined lane. The
Mm.
tiles are all lined up. You're going which one way if you've got no reference point when your head's underwater and when you're breathing to the side, you have no idea where you are. All your biases to how your stroke is, your strengths and stuff will really come
Mm.
out. And then you'll drift off to one side, drift. So some people just cut across you the whole time and kick you in the face. So I had a bit of that. So that's fun. That's why most people
Fuck.
panic. That's why most people
Yeah.
panic at the start because it's like you're all off at once and you just get kicked and mashed, stuff like that. So that's fun.
Oh. Yeah.
So that was good. Yeah, I chose to try and do both on the swim and the run. I tried to do negative splits. So I wanted to go out a bit calmer and then try to click on a little bit more for
Yeah.
the second one. So which worked mostly of the time. So it's something that like some people were like, why would you try and do that? And I was like, I kind of know what I can do at a certain heart rate, and I know I can do that just in case I freak out. The first one, fuck it. And then I was
Yeah.
like, if I can crank it up, considering I've got the energy, especially in the run, like I was like, I will. But if
Mm.
not, yeah, it's fine. So that was fun.
Okay, so you had
So
a nice early morning swim where the sun
30,
was rising and you were
so I did
enjoying yourself.
36 minute swim. Yeah.
36 minutes swim. So 36 minutes to do 2K is far better than I will ever be able to do it. So hats off to you for that. And
Yeah.
then, so you finish the swim, you've been kicked in the head 4 times.
Mm.
Brilliant. That's what I like to hear. You get out and then it's the bike, right? So then you've got what? Time to get a gel on board. Well, I suppose you have to
So
get
yeah, you
changed
got
or
like
something.
so transitions like probably 7,500 meters away. So you got to like run up
Yeah.
the bank on the grass, like get all your
Just walk it,
get
mate. Just chill out, walk it. You just swam a lot. Just walk it.
everybody's there like woo. You're
Yeah.
like you fucking weirdos watching us at 7 a.m. We're doing it and
Yeah.
it's worse. You're
Yeah.
watching. Yeah, and then like you're getting your kit off whilst you're running. That's a skill in itself, like getting your
I
wetsuit
bet.
off and stuff like that.
Mm.
Um, and then yeah, you kind of panic because obviously you got to try and get all your stuff off. So that's why you like lay everything out nicely. So you just go in a rhythm. So you're like this little line is like all my bike stuff, bosh, 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 bosh. So you have to before you touch anything in transition, you have to take your wetsuit off and you have to put your helmet on. Otherwise, you get DQ'd sometimes. Helmet is the first thing you touch because it's like safety first, right? So you have to put your
Mm.
helmet on, and then like you can sort out like obviously putting your shoes on. There's the pros and stuff who like have their shoes on the bike, and then they won't wear socks and stuff, so they'll just run out in their stuff. I'm not that yet. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I stand on a towel, slightly dry my feet because guess what? Putting on anti-blister socks when your feet are
With
wet,
wet
really
feet,
annoying.
pointless.
Really, really fucking shit. Really, like, yeah, it takes its time. So my transitions can get way better. Like the guys that are winning and doing those transitions in like 1 minute, I did it in four.
Yeah.
So obviously I was like, I like mental like check off everything. Also, I wasted about 45 seconds to a minute trying to search for my fucking nose strips that I couldn't find. Because I notice a big difference when I have them on. So I was just like,
Yeah.
fuck's sake, I can't. What I should have done is just put spare ones in my little pouch on my bike. But of course I didn't do that. Live and learn. It's fine.
Yeah.
So it's all good. Make sure everything was on there. So on my bike, I probably had 12 gels.
Oh, fuck.
Well,
So
I didn't have
the
all
bike
gels,
is
but
the
yeah,
bike
yeah,
is
but
90 kilometers.
yeah,
So
yeah. So
this
it,
is is this the longest time period of a bit you're doing? The bike's longer
yeah,
than
yeah,
the
yeah,
half marathon, right? So you've got what, 2 hours on the bike?
mate. Fucking how quick are you?
Well, I'm just looking at the world record time based on this, mate. That's I just assumed you're close to that. So
I
what
did
is
it
it? I
in
don't know, mate. I don't know.
so
What, three and a half?
the
Three?
big. I did it in 250.
250, right. Okay. Not a
So
million miles away. That was like
I'm
two and a half.
like. So yeah, like well, you got right. So, I think people don't really have perspective, do they? Like, obviously, I'm maintaining about 31 kilometers an hour the whole time. That's like my average speed, right?
Yeah.
So, but people won't really have a perspective of what that is. Oh, really, if they've
Mm.
never been on a bike before or don't really go cycling, it's all right. And so I'm not aero, just an FYI, just putting that out there. I do not have aero bars or aero helmet or aero whatever. And immediately, if I could go aero, I think I would be about 20 minutes quicker just by
Mm.
doing it tomorrow. So I think my 250 would be 230, which is about right for what I probably should be able to do,
Mm.
considering the competition that was there. So it looks like, yeah, because in theory the bike should be a real strength of mine, and it was about kind of right, but because it was English champs and stuff,
Mm.
it was rare that it was bike like mine. It was all aeros, like literally. Like us lot with we had normal road bikes. I got a fucking nice bike, but normal road bikes was like it's a not hindrance, but definitely they had like yeah they can just go so much faster in the straights, and it was a reasonably flattish course. There were two big like fucking dickish hills, but yeah. I topped out at 60 kilometers an hour going down one of them. Pretty.
Mm.
But what was the biggest thing, Daniel? Because it was raining. it was wet as shit. So which made bike courses very, 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 very slippery. I witnessed 3 crashes.
Nah, fuck that. See, just don't. It's not worth it, man.
I witnessed 3 like try guy like TT guys coming off and like flinging. Like once couldn't make a turn going back into transition and smashed his bike and himself against like a post, and then going down a hill onto a main road. I saw an ambulance and 2 bikes just like smashed to the sides.
Did they not
Yeah,
know they
and
could
then
play golf instead? Like loads better.
literally, and then like bless her, Chloe had her chain came off. So she had to like get off, put the chain back on. Obviously, there's countless punches and stuff like that. I was
Oh,
fucked if that happened to me because I actually ditched my my mechanical stuff, my tools, in favor of 2 extra bottles. So I didn't have to stop for any bottles or anything like that. So I had like 4 bottles on my bike instead of having my tools on the back. So I was like,
gamble paid off.
I was like, is that? I was like, it's gonna work.
Oh,
I was like, I'm an optimist. But it's what is real fun, Dan, is like having that amount of time without any, not when you're doing cardio or something like that, right? Being plugged in. Obviously, you can't have headphones or anything like that. You just by yourself.
hmm.
That's the fun. That's because I've done like 100, way over 100K like bike rides before, but it'll be like plugged into podcasts and stuff like that,
Hmm.
and like it feels like you're with someone or doing stuff. This is just fucking go. So it's really quite interesting, like what goes through your mind, what you end up doing. I end up like I'm
What does
reason
go through your mind?
it's like just you'll just end up randomly singing, and then you kind of I obviously fixate on my watch and like what I'm doing quite a lot, my
Yeah.
tempo, my speed. I've got my watch to go off every 10K, so I know what the splits are doing and how fast I can because I broke the thing at Ip intersection. So it was a 30K lap essentially. So it was cool to know which bit was faster, which one wasn't, and stuff like that, and how
Hmm.
fast my splits were. So I went off at like doing 18-minute 10Ks. And then by the end, I was doing about 20. So I had to bail off a little bit because I was just fucked. And then I was also testing my quads by the end because I was like, I have a thing about cramping because I don't take enough sodium sometimes. And I literally was taking electrolyte sodium tablets as well throughout the whole thing because my body just like apparently burns fucking through it. And on like almost halfway through the 3rd lap, like 75K in, I was like tensing my quads. You know when you tense your quads and it goes,
Yeah.
"Ooh," and it was like that sensation. I was like, "You fucking dare!" I was like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna cramp! I'm gonna cramp!" I was just hanging on. But yeah, you end up,
I just can't imagine what. Like, I know having done cardio before that you just count down the fucking little steps till
yeah,
you
yeah,
finish.
yeah.
Like, at what point you obviously don't do that because it's so long. Like, there must be a point you get to. Where is it just getting to halfway and then counting down? Like, what's the?
Yeah, I think
Because
like
then
the
you got the
first
run, right? Fuck
like
that.
the adrenaline like of going around the first lap's quite cool because there's everybody's like there, so everybody's like you're still
Hmm.
like going past people, everybody's filtering to how fast you can be, so there's a lot of overtaking, there's a lot of other bikes on the road, that kind of thing. Once you get to the 3rd lap you're kind of on your own because you've kind of evened out like to where you are within the race. Nobody's really
Yeah.
making gains on you, and it's like fucking nobody's lapping you, are they? Fucking 30K, like it's fucking a long way.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the interesting thing. I end up just singing to myself and then making like passing comments at people. Like I was like, "Oh, Quadzilla's fucking gone past me," and he's like, "Fucking like tri bikes going meow," and like every single time there was a tri bike, I just went past me. And I obviously I posed at the camera person. Apparently, you're not meant to, but I didn't realize that. I was like every single time. I've got to make fun of it, and I fuck me. Long time, be by yourself. Yeah, I was singing, making up songs, doing that stuff, looking at a watch. I don't know.
You didn't
Yeah,
strike
that
me as
kind
a
of thing.
singer, Tom.
I don't know. I sing in the car whilst I'm doing stuff, so it's
Yeah,
fun.
it's just I
Yeah, I
can't
got no
imagine
problem.
just doing the emo screamo
Da,
fucking. You know what I
da.
mean?
No, it wasn't that.
Yeah,
Like it
so
would be like little other
yeah.
stuff. Yeah, it'd be like 5 minutes, make it down, sing it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody. There'll be like
Uh,
five blue classic boy band hits, basically from
of
the
course,
90s and
mate. Of
90s.
course.
That's what makes you keeps you going.
So the
Um,
transition then is so the transition then from the cycling to the running.
all right,
Surely
so
your legs are fucked.
this so this wasn't the legs wasn't the most fucked part, mate. And what is most fucked currently and was then my lower back.
Uh-huh.
Imagine you've done about 100 fucking rounded back deadlifts.
Yeah.
That is my lower back, probably right now as well. And to not put in it like I literally so my second training session was 3 minutes. It's meant to be quicker, obviously, because it's literally just dump your bike, get your shoe, and just change
Yeah.
shoes. That's it. Um, I had to stop and like properly like stretch my QL and like get my back mobilized a little bit because it was fucked. I was just like, and going off to run with your back like that, I was literally like looked like I was running with a
I
pencil
can
up my
imagine.
ass for a little
Yeah.
bit. So I had to go off like a little bit slow. So I went off running like 5:45 Ks for the first two, three,
Mm.
which is fine, which was going out at kind of the pace that I thought I was going to be able to do, which is just, I'm a shit runner, right? Okay. Which is going just under a 2 hour half marathon. Cool. Obviously, I've never fucking done that amount of distance after that ride, and I was going for it on the ride, right? Um, and then yeah, like my leg, I wasn't worried about my legs at all. Weird, right? I
Yeah.
was just, I think, because I think like this is something that like, so Fred is completely cardio, right? So he weighs about 20 kilos lighter than me. His legs got shot before mine did on the run. He was fucked.
Mm.
That is, and it literally, the difference between us is 20 kilos, but the difference between us in strength is huge.
Mm.
This is, I think, where the just pure muscle mass and being able to retain a lot of strength and kind of will again what we said for the last 8 years of doing this podcast, strength gets you out of trouble. And my
Yeah.
client, obviously Sarah, his wife, my client, is fucking strong. And she was exactly the same. She absolutely didn't. She was literally got like taglined as Carol fucking Smiley because she was just so happy going around the run and so like just loving it. But she's just had so much strength left. It was insane, and that's what it can do. Because if you're a good, if you're a decent powerlifter or you're a decent bodybuilder or whatever, you can make that transition if you really want to. Obviously, you have to fucking work at it. Jesus Christ, but yeah, there is that underlying strength that gets you out of trouble a lot, which a lot of runners are realizing, I think, now,
Yeah.
who obviously reaching out to us. But yeah, I wasn't worried about my legs. I was very much worried about my back, and yeah, the ability to eat on the run, non-existent.
Yeah. Fuck that.
But that, like, it was awful. Yeah, obviously, I had so much fluid on the bike, like 4 liters. So yeah, that was interesting. And then yeah, on to the run, mate. Just a half marathon to do.
That's the
So
thing that blows my mind about all this is it's like you do that and then it's just like, oh yeah, just a half marathon, not even like a 5K. Do you know what I mean? 10K.
I
But the other thing that this keeps going through my mind at the moment with this is like this is only a half Ironman.
know, right? Got to do it again. Complete it. I got to do the whole thing again.
I just don't know.
I
Like,
don't know whether I'm going to put it on this podcast, but I feel like in my mind I'm going to be like, I'm going to be really salty if I don't do a whole one.
so this is the thing though. So this is what's going through my head now. Is like, if you've done all this training to get to this point, you kind of go, well, if you stop and you want to do another full one, you've got to do all that and then more.
Yeah,
It's kind of like,
yeah.
well, you've
It's
already got there.
easier to maintain than it is to, yeah, yeah.
Well, it's
Obviously,
just like doing it
you
all in
get
one
there.
go, isn't it? It's just like, well, look, if I'm going to fucking go for it, I don't know. But I just think now I'm like, fuck me. And I guess maybe you learn from this one. So you kind of go, well, you know what to expect a little bit more. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
hats off to you, mate. I wouldn't
So
even
obviously,
think
like
about
the run like was fine. I wasn't really concerned about blistering. That was fine. I did do a negative split, so I came back quicker than I
it.
went
Wow.
out. I ended up doing it in like 150, which I was really fucking pleased about. By the way, I
Yeah.
was just like, I'm not a good runner. I will bit my hands up for that. Like, absolutely not. I weigh fucking 86 kilos. That is not a fucking runner's build. I'm still overweight for where I should be. 100%. I should lose 6, 7 kilos
Yeah.
and I'll be a lot better. Um, and like, I was like, that's the longest run I've ever done in my life. I was like, yeah, going from in a junior, I was running like 10.9, 10.86. I think I ran for 100 meters. So I'm completely fast twitch to doing fucking half
Uh,
marathons. No chance. I was like, fuck that. So I was pretty happy. Yeah, I came back running like 5 minute. So in put that in perspective, I was basically like, what am I doing? Like almost, well, yeah, I went out in like basically like 58 and then came back in like 40 something. So 25-minute 5Ks, which a lot of people is a good fucking 5K, right? So doing that
mm.
4 times. Um, yeah, was the goal. But yeah, yeah, it was good. It's good, mate. It's
So
good.
the let me just have a little look here. So the world record for the
It's
men's
fucking mad.
Ironman 70.3 is 3 hours and
Oh,
26 minutes.
I know.
So how close were you to that, Tom? Just out of interest.
Fucking 2 hours away.
This is the thing is that I find so amazing about this is like
That's how good they
what you
are.
did was an amazing time, and you saved 2 hours. Like
Yeah,
it's
like
just
that was my first ever one, right? And like I've done way better than average. Like I'm
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
I'm like half an hour better than average or whatever it is. And yeah, and they're like crushing. So the lad who won it on the day, he did 3:59 when he was there.
Wow.
And that was the English championships, right? So there was some fucking good beans there, right? Yeah, they were quick.
Mm.
But yeah, fucking rapid. It's just like they're running their half marathon splits are insane. They're like 1:15s, 1:10s.
Yeah, that's the thing that's so impressive with it is the speed they can maintain. It's that threshold stuff, right? It's just like
Yeah,
they
I
can
can't do
just deal
it.
with it. Their
Yeah,
heart rate can just
yet.
deal with it, right?
Uh,
But like the world record for the full Ironman is 7 hours and 21 minutes.
yeah,
It's not that far away from just going double it. Do you know? It's like not. So if you doubled it, you go okay, 3.5 hours. You go to seven. It's 7:21. It's
yeah.
that
20
just
minutes leeway.
maintains. Like just I just
Do it
don't. So the
again.
thing I imagine for like regular people is regular people. If you did an Ironman, it's a whole day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
100%.
six, half
So
six to half six,
so
right? It's going to be like, of
so let's say like if fuck it, I'm probably going to do one just to tick it
course
off.
you are. You got to do one.
Like at some point next year.
I mean, it'd be
Fuck it.
hell on earth, but you've got
Oh,
to
it'd be
do it.
fucking awful, but I'm like, I'm gonna do it. And yeah, just double that time, I'd probably be happy. So 10, 10, 11 hours. I think
Say
11
12
hours.
hours.
11 hours is probably what I would be aiming for. Mainly, mainly because I want to be like, oh, you done a marathon? Cute,
Mainly because you want to get a tattoo.
cute, cute.
Mainly, you want to get a tattoo, mate. That's what you really want. Just stop fucking
Yeah,
around, Tom. You want a tattoo.
I want
But
the
no, mate.
tat.
Look, I don't give you much credit, and I don't really give you any positive encouragement or feedback. But
I
hats off to
know.
you for doing that, mate.
That
Because
was
that
fun,
is.
wasn't
So,
it?
I think it's more. I think the reason I'm more impressed with it is because I would fucking hate it with all my life. So I think that's why I'm more impressed by it. You know, like some people do stuff. I'm like, oh yeah, it's good. Like okay, whatever. But I think it's just because I would in no way take on the challenge because I'm just lazy. I'm not even
I,
going to
I
deny it. I
enjoyed my
just
Garmin was just like so literally my Garmin was just like all of us we were just constantly like comparing stats obviously like posts because we all got Garmin's on and like body battery is like out of 100
yeah,
and we're obviously all at the lowest it could possibly be by about 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
yeah.
And then like on the sleep recovery sleep score obviously out normally out of 100 I got 45. Cool. Even though I'm obviously knackered, want lots of sleep, your sleep quality is
Oh,
terrible
it'd be
because you're
awful. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so tired. That
Yeah.
means my body battery recovered from 5 to 35. That's meant to get up to about 100. So you're fucked the next day.
You're still fucked
I'm
now, I
what?
bet. I bet your
Yeah,
sleep
yeah, yeah.
score's still now.
It's
Yeah.
Tuesday. Like I did it on fucking Sunday. I
Still be
finished.
bad.
I was finishing fucking midday, like a
Yeah,
day and a half, 2 days ago. So yeah. So I'm
mate.
still fucked. So it looked put into like stats and stuff, right? So open water swim, what was it, 2K? Just so people can realize what happens. Like so this open water swim, not too bad. In terms of what average heart rate was 136 throughout the whole thing. What do we people want to know? Total calories burned in the swimming, 487, not too bad. Estimated sweat loss, 330 mils. Cool. So total that up. And then we're going to the cycling. So what have we got? 330. I don't know. I'll do the total calories in a sec. Cycling, yeah, average moving speed was 30.7, total time 252. Average heart rate was 147, so I maxed out at 177. Mainly aerobic load, a little bit of anaerobic. Total calories burned 1,586. Estimated sweat loss
That seems extremely low.
yeah. Estimated sweat loss 2 liters. So this is something I harp on so much to all my athletes. Okay, as soon as you fucking start sweating, you are losing the battle of hydration. You need to replace every fucking meal you sweat with something to get back into you. And that's going to have some sort of sodium, some sort of electrolytes, some sort of something. Get it back in you, please. Because it's so vital. It's insane.
Mm.
Then running, yeah, average pace was like 5:30s, ended up being best pace was like 4:35. So I did try to fucking move at some point.
Yeah.
Average heart rate for the run will obviously be higher. So 166, maxed out at 189 when I was trying to fucking move. And then, yeah, total calories for the run, 1,649. Estimated sweat loss, bit weird one. Obviously, it did heat up. Bearing in mind, like, obviously, it was raining throughout the cycle, dangerous as shit, but probably okay for keeping your heart
Mm.
rate down and cooling you off. It got fucking hot during the run, which is exactly the inverse of what I wanted. It says estimated sweat loss 4 liters. Total sweat loss for the event was just about 6.5 liters.
Wow.
Total calorie expenditure um, for the whole
I'd have
thing.
loved to have seen you do like a weigh-in before and after. We used to do that
Yeah, yeah,
with some of the
yeah,
footballers in preseason tours. They used to do weighing in before they came in and when they left and stuff, just to make sure they hydrated again
yeah, yeah. I should
and
should have
told them how
done,
much
to
to
be fair.
drink.
Yeah,
Yeah.
total calorie expenditure. Just obviously that's not throughout the day. I can't remember what day it was. So total calorie expenditure for it was 3,753, according to that.
That still seems low.
For the whole day, can I get that up? Health calories.
I mean, saying that, I think it seems low. I mean, it's obviously based on
But the
heart
whole,
rate for
but
long
the
enough and all
whole, but
that.
the whole day, I was basically 6,000 calories burned.
Mm,
That's
it
what it's.
still
That's
seems low
seems
to
a little bit
me.
low to me. Yeah, I would assume I'd be high. So hence why, like, obviously people who don't take their carb
No,
loading.
that is low because that's going to be 1,250 grams of carbs times four, 1,500 grams of carbs.
Yeah,
If you worked out how many gels you had and the amount of glycogen in your body at that time, there you would have got through more than that. Again, obviously, but at that point, there's going to be fat oxidation as well, obviously, which is higher calorie consumption. There's going to be loads of that going on. It just seems quite low to me that, like, I think it would be. I think a lot of those devices always under calculate that stuff anyway. But
yeah. But it's the best
I
like
don't think that those
I'm gonna do.
algorithms are going to be good enough to track that level of exercise for that period of time. I think they're good. They're probably more accurate for the average person every day, but I don't
Yeah,
think they're designed for a fucking Ironman 70.3. Do you know what I mean? Like again, no, I'm only saying that just to give people context who are listening because I think it's important. Like I think you would have been completely fucked because of that. You no way you replenish that amount of calories, and you probably
hmm.
body's probably in a heightened state as well. And even now, doing nothing to just
Yeah,
repair that,
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
you're gonna need so much to do
Like
it.
last night, like we just ordered like some like wings and stuff like that, like big
Yeah,
chunky ones, and I had about 15 like mass, basically chicken drumsticks.
yeah,
I was just
yeah.
like,
And two
I'm
cakes.
and basically I had cake and I had chips and I had corn, and I was just
Mm.
like, I don't feel hungry, but I'm just gonna keep eating. I
Yeah,
was just like, I just can. It's fine. It's just to replenish everything.
crazy, isn't it?
And I was just like, I just need protein. I missed protein
Crazy.
because obviously carbing up. Carbon up's
Yeah,
fucking shit. It's just
yeah,
wank. Like
yeah.
it's just people are like, oh, you're gonna eat all pasta. People get that wrong as well. Just FYI, fuck me. It's like throughout those
No.
3 days, you're not just eating pasta or rice and stuff. It's like wake up. have some fucking Powerade and Lucozade. Cool. Let's have
Yeah.
a replenishment of like all of that, like starchy, like sugars and shit as well as you're having like both complex and like you can't get in. What I was trying to do was 750 fucking grams of carbohydrates just having fucking pasta and rice. That's not possible. You're not doing it.
Make sure you have white pasta and white rice because it's got less fiber. No, just don't even
Doesn't
skip
matter.
it. Just skip it. Just skip it in total.
Doesn't
Entirely.
matter.
Yeah.
Like Jesus Christ, just I was like literally to by like Sarah friend, I was just like, if it says it has carbohydrate, it doesn't matter whether it says sugar or whatever. We're at the level where it doesn't fucking matter. Just eat it. I was like, just
Yeah.
get it in you. It's cool.
Uh,
Your body will
Literally.
sort it out later. It's okay. Like I'm not Alistair Brownlee. I'm not going to be like fucking. And even he would be like, just get it in you. Fuck me.
Yeah.
Like it's so funny. It's just so funny, like talking. Obviously, we know, but it's like it's having that perspective as the coach as well, and just being like, look, it doesn't really matter. I want you to eat mainly those carbs, or have an effort to
Yeah.
like your meals are those. But I literally sent like a perspective like meal plan to everybody. I was just like, look, like this literally says eat fucking chocolate biscuits.
Yeah.
Cool. Go and eat some fucking chocolate biscuits. Like force it down you. It's cool. Absolutely fine. At this stage, it's just energy and fuel. So yeah, that was
Mm.
fantastic. So it was good, mate. I was happy I did it.
Well, there you go.
All
Yeah, you
good.
should be. Should be happy to do it, mate. Fair play to you.
Um, yeah, all bueno. Yeah, it was good. I kind of, and obviously the competitive spirit of me was like, all right, so now how do I get under 5 hours? I was like,
See, now
so
that wouldn't enter my brain. You see that now having that wouldn't enter my brain with that. I'm like, it's a tick box, done it once in a lifetime, never doing it again. That'd be my. But then I think that's what everyone would say. But then I wonder if you actually started doing it, whether you'd be like, oh, actually.
no.
But I can't. My head can't get there. My head can't go to that place. Genuinely, like, just don't even think about it. Like,
So
yeah.
like I know that, and then I'll break it down like coaching. I'll do a summary on Instagram. I'll probably do a complete breakdown for the guys at the combine as well on when we do our kind of endurance training like module. And I know from fact this is why it's good to always test. Fuck me. I know my running is not good.
Mm,
In terms of how everybody in the race, it was so apparent as well. Like I was for I kind of ignored the guys on the aero bars because I was like, I know they're quicker than me because they have to be because
mm,
they're gonna be because they've got that. Um, so I'm not even gonna like think that I've got to keep up with them for the minute. All right, the swim I was fine. The bike I was good for what like a road bike, and then I was like the run on the first lap of 10K. I was like, I don't remember passing anyone at the stage I was at, like at that race, or like how far ahead I was, because obviously I'm in theory at that level for where I was. I'm a slow runner. Everybody was to get onto the run as quickly as I had done. I should be running it quicker. I should have been round like in like 1:35, but I'm not. I'm doing it in 1:50. They're all 15 minutes
yeah.
quicker than me, like because they're just better. Um, yeah, and they're all fucking built like nothing. But yeah, it's the run that was so it was kind of it was fucked in my head a little bit. Like on the first bit, I was like, I haven't overtaken anybody. I'm like, these are all on the first lap, right? And they're all like running around with me. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, am I this shit at running? Then once I got to the second lap, I was like, all right, I'm passing a few people now. I've like sped up, and these people are a bit shitter than me. I was like, thank fuck for this. Oh, but yeah, it's kind of discerning. And I was like, well, I know what I need to fucking do. Yeah,
Drop 10
the
kilos.
big, literally drop 10 kilos, buy aero bars. I'll maybe 20 minutes. I'll shave off 20 minutes straight away, and probably get down to like I don't know what my half marathon time
The
should
aero
be.
bars are the ones like that, right? On the
Yeah,
bike.
you tuck in. Yeah,
Yeah.
just be aero basically is the biggest
Yeah.
thing. Like it saves so much. It's insane, so much over that time frame on like a flat course, and you just like tucked in. It's madness,
Uh,
absolute madness. I'm there like a fucking sailboat, like
and an extra 10 kilos as well.
exactly. Like
Yeah.
going downhill, amazing. Like fuck everything else though. Yeah, I've got a lot of fucking weight to shift. So yeah, real
Well,
fun,
there you
real
go.
fun.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, do one. If you want to do one, do one. If you don't, like me, don't. Yeah. Hey, like I
All
say,
right. Yeah,
fair
I mean,
play. I'll stick to the golf course.
stick to golf. Apologies if this wasn't the normal banterish episode, but I think it was a good, fucking it. Like, yeah,
That's good.
it's
Yeah, it's good
a
to show
deep
people, so let
dive.
people
It's a
know what goes
deep
on.
dive into
Yeah.
what was happening, all the metrics I think people were interested in.
Mm.
My Garmin, obviously, I'm 2 days from finishing. What do you reckon my Garmin's saying for how long recovery I've got left to reach back again?
I mean, I don't know.
So
I don't
it
know how
gives
it
you like
works.
a guesstimation of like how long until you're back to like normal,
Oh,
essentially. So I've
five
already been
days.
going for 2 days, and I've
5
got
days.
another 2 days to go. So I have 4 days until I'm actually allowed to do anything in theory. Where it
Yeah.
thinks you could probably go train now, Tom. So yeah, 4 days recovery. I think it said 4.5 at the start, but I've literally done fuck all today. So um, I came back from training a bunch of clients, and then I had to take a nap.
Don't
Just
blame you, mate.
I was like, fuck.
Mate, get them in. Get the excuse. You don't need an excuse to
Yeah.
nap after you've done that. You got one.
Some of my fucking clients though, pricks. Like literally, the one-to-one ones, not the online ones, are lovely. I was like, I'm fucked. You're doing everything today. You're getting all the stuff and like moaning about fucking 4 kilo on a split squat, and I'm like, don't you fucking dare.
Yeah.
They were like,
How dare you, man?
but they were like, it's your job. I was like, it's not. No, doing fucking Ironman is not my job. I
Yeah.
was like, I don't have to do this. Like fucking
Yeah.
hell, it's so funny. It's like I love that. It's your job though. Oh, all right, sure, thanks. What is it? Also, my job to do bench press?
What
No,
planet am I a professional Iron Man?
I didn't get paid to do this shit. I
No.
paid to be there. Like what the fuck? Painful. But anyway, yeah, lovely, lovely, mate. Any other business?
Not from me, no. Rest up, Tom. We'll speak next week.
Yeah, we'll be speaking back to normality, unfortunately, next week. We're all good. Nothing from me. Combine waitlist is still open. I think you've got 2 weeks until it closes, something like that, give or take. Come join the crew that are already on it. That's about it, I think.
Yeah.
That is about it.
Nice
Thanks
one.
for listening to my absolute drivel, everybody,
Thanks for sharing
guys.
it, Tom. Sharing it, mate. It's good to, good to hear.
Go and get some Get Baked. You're all very jealous of me.
100%. That looks incredible.
And yeah, I put a poll up. Shall I do an Ironman full? I think we know the decision there. It's already happened. Fuck that. All right, thanks for listening, guys. We'll catch you next week.
See you later.